Hi, this is Heidi Haino with H Squared Wellness. I'm going to bring you a recipe today that is packed with vegetables that your family will enjoy. Even if some of your kids or your husband or your wife doesn't enjoy vegetables, you can change them out and put in foods that suit your tastes. My family is a blended family and we grew up eating different things. So this is a great recipe where I can portion off some of the proteins and add in noodles for the kids that won't eat lots of vegetables and keep the vegetables in for my husband and I. So we're going to start. I'm heating the olive oil on over medium to medium high heat. If you are going to cook at a higher heat, please do not use olive oil. Use another oil with a higher smoke point. So I have here about a cup of mushrooms. Mushrooms have a lot of phytonutrients in them. They're super good for you and we kind of forget them. We should try to work mushrooms into our diet at least once a week. So I'm going to add them. You have to add mushrooms first because they have a lot of water in them and you want that to come out so it doesn't water down your dish. I'm also going to add a little salt. I eyeball everything. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's horrible. So we're going to let these saute for just a few minutes, getting them soft. And then we can add in the chicken. For this recipe, I'm only doing one chicken breast for right now since I'm the only one going to be eating this when I'm done. So I will put the recipe in the notes for 4 servings. So the mushrooms are starting to release the water. So this is a good time to add in the chicken breast. So I've sliced it thinly and I've salt and peppered it so it can cook rather quickly. Another thing you can do is if you make this ahead of time, the next day you can take it to lunch. But don't cook the chicken all the way through. You can finish cooking the chicken while you're at work in the microwave and add your vegetables in then so they're not super soggy when you go to work. Now, if you're not a fan of mushrooms, you don't have to do this step. What you would do is cook the chicken and then take it to the side and start deglazing the pan and add in your other vegetables. So the chicken's almost cooked all the way through. Just going to give it another minute here. The mushrooms are nice and soft. They've released all their water. I'm going to check the piece of chicken, make sure it's not pink in the middle. It's looking good. So at this point, I'm going to add in the garlic. Now, I love a lot of garlic. Some people do not like a whole bunch of garlic, and so just do it to your taste. I have probably 2.5, 3 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to add those in and stir them around, let it become fragrant. I'm also going to add crushed red pepper flakes. I prefer a lot of heat. My kids, not so much. So this is just for me, so I'm going to make it a little spicier than usual. Just stir that around, let it become fragrant. And then for our noodle. For this, I'm using beet noodles. Beets have a lot of nutrition in them. You can see that deep, dark red color. So what this dish is incorporating are different types of foods that have different phytonutrients in them, and we're trying to bring them all together in one dish that actually tastes good. So the beet is going to be that deep purple red group of foods. So I'm going to add these in. It's about 3 ounces of beet noodles. Now they're going to turn everything pink in here. This would be a great dish for Christmas. So if your family won't eat beets, you can always do zucchini noodles, or you can portion some of the protein off at this point and add in a ziti noodle or bow tie noodles, something that your kids will enjoy a little bit more. So I don't want to overcook these too much. Just get them warmed through, softened a little bit. Looking good. Next ingredient, spinach. I want the spinach just to wilt so it's really fresh and can be bright green in the dish. Spinach also has a lot of nutrients, and we're going to get our greens here. So we're going to get the nutrients that are in these deep green leafy vegetables, and also taste pretty good. So I'm just going to let this wilt. And right at the end, I'm going to add lemon juice. It'll cut the earthy flavor of the beets. I'm not a huge fan of beets, but I do like this dish. The lemon juice, about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. It'll cut through that and just bring a nice flavor with the garlic, the lemon, the crushed red pepper, and it turns out to be a beautiful dish. All right, looks like we're done. I'm going to plate this and I'll be right back. So the last thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of Parmesan grated on the top. So if you were to make this with a wheat noodle, like a ziti or bow tie, you could add this while it's still in the pan or at the end. This is a great alternative to your traditional pasta. So we have that beet noodle that's packed with nutrients. We have the greens and the mushrooms in there. All these foods that we need to get into our body each and every day, but we don't seem to know how. This is going to have over 3 servings of vegetables in it. So if you're shooting for 5 servings plus, you can get 3 of them out of the way in just one meal. Now my daughter's really excited about trying the beet noodle. My husband, not so much. So I'll try this with her tonight and see if she likes it. I'll post the calories and the nutrition content down below so you know what you're eating. I'll be talking to you soon.